You're watching the 2024 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the University of Dallas men's soccer program. The Crusaders will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach David Hoffmann, along with leadership from senior forward Evan Corsiglia. Coach, Evan, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading into year 22 as the head coach there at UD. I'm interested, what do you love so much about coaching? What do you love about that space that you occupy there at UD, being the head coach of this program, and ultimately just how excited to be back with this group and the start of a new season?
Yeah, I think I was drawn to coaching really young. I almost had an epiphany my senior spring as I was debating various PhD programs, medical school, or the opportunity to go over to Europe to play. And I just found myself called to be one in an intellectual environment where I could be challenged, but also to be able to compete vicariously. And it seemed not just a call to coaching, but specifically a call to college coaching. So I could be surrounded by like-minded people. And it's honestly, it's a great age to work with because they're transitioning from old boys into young adults. And it's a fascinating time. I think over this 4-year span, some of the greatest growth happens to people in general, right? And so it's a fantastic point in time for the lives of these kids to be around and mentor and hopefully help them on their journey.
Evan, for you coming into this your senior season, just take me through the mood, the mindset of the boys at camp right now. How have things opened up here through these first few days? What are you excited about to be back with this group? And, what are you looking forward to with the start of this new season?
There's been a lot of excitement out on the pitch and in the locker room with the squad that we have, the newcomers coming in, joining the returners that we have, and everyone seems to be gelling really well. And so really looking forward to just playing with everyone on the pitch in the first game.
Coach, you've talked about, enjoying the challenges of coaching, and certainly, one of the big shifts that's changed is, just this idea of keeping these rosters, putting these rosters together. I know last year we talked about a big incoming group, and this year even looking at it, another big step and bringing in some new folks and blending those with the returners. What challenges have you faced in terms of trying to, craft these rosters, put these groups together, and kind of keep and maintain that consistency within the group throughout the course of the years?
Yeah, I think it's I think the college landscape has changed a lot even within the last 5 years. We will again have a lot of new faces. We have 12 incoming freshmen, 5 transfers for a total of 17 brand new players, which is over 50% of our roster. This is not a right or wrong, but I do think that the transfer portal has made it easy for players to change. I think NIL deals have kind of normalized and perhaps glorified looking for a better deal. And the trickle-down effect, I think that's mostly in Division I, but the trickle-down effect has come to Division III, kind of with the psyche of the players. And so it's providing challenges, and I mean, we like challenges, right? That's why we're in sport. If we wanted everybody to win, we'd be in some sort of business where we could all make a sale. It's a little more binary in sport, and this is just, it's new, it's different, right? And there's an adaptation period. Certainly something that is a challenge. You have to accelerate the teaching. There's less maybe mentorship because there's not the density of seniors we're accustomed to. But it's always fun to teach kids your best stuff first.
Evan, for you coming into this senior season, you're coming off a junior campaign in which you took a big step. You look across the board, statistically, most games started in a season in your career highs in goals, assists as well. How did that help grow and build your confidence going through the course of last season? And, what have you continued to work on individually to grow your game coming into your senior year?
Just continuing to build on the strengths that I kind of developed under coach in last season. And main goal for me is just kind of staying healthy, recovering from previous injuries and just trying to stay on the pitch and lead this team to more victories than we've had in the past. So.
Coach, you've talked a little bit about just in terms of kind of what the makeup dynamic of this group will be, but, Talk a little bit about this group, this 2024 version. What have you gotten to know about them as preseason has unfolded, their personalities, their characteristics? What are things that you've seen about this team as they've started to come together that gives you confidence that they'll be ready to take on the challenges of a season here coming as we get started?
I would say it's very early. There's only a few data points, right? But my initial observation is the bandwidth and talent is very tight. And that has made for crisper training sessions, that has made for greater competition. I feel like we will have more strength and depth. A few key players are coming back and got a lot of useful experience as freshmen last year. And I do think we're prepared to make a step forward. And I think a lot of that's going to come from the depth of the team. A lot of that's going to come from a tight bandwidth that allows for competitive training sessions and sense of urgency when they're training, because you can't take plays off if there's somebody right behind you that's willing and anxious to take minutes.
Evan, Coach talks about the depth of this group, the excitement he has, and that the ability is there to take those steps forward within this program and this team. So for you as a senior, when you've had conversations with some of the other leaders on this team and some of your teammates as preseason has started to unfold about the goals and expectations, for this group, what have those conversations looked like? And ultimately, what do you see as being key in order to accomplishing those heading into the year?
I think main goals of myself and the leaders of the team is kind of just, having more than, about half of our roster being new people that, we didn't really play with last year. Having everyone push each other to get the best out of everyone in a sense. And so that no one is, like kind of Coach said, you can't take a step off if someone right behind you, could potentially take your spot. And so having everyone kind of work together as a family and push each other is kind of what our goal is for the season.
And finally, Coach, as we wrap up with you, I think, one of the things that I've grown to appreciate so much about sports in our world is the idea of success can be measured in so many ways, right? Obviously, we have the results and the statistics, but then beyond kind of the lines of field of play, there's so many metrics as well. And so when you talk about success with your program and your student athletes, what is that message you try to deliver? And ultimately, this year looks successful for this group if what plays out over the course of the season.
Yeah, I think ultimately we were in the business of growing humans. The opportunity to coach is what gets you the platform and gives you a little gravitas to help hopefully influence these kids. But a lot of times success is not measured until years and years later. And anecdotally, I would say success is going to watch a Copa America final at a 30-something-year-old alumni's house with his 5 kids, introducing him to my children. It's Trisha, my wife, and I are now up to 28 weddings we've attended of UD boys. And I think it's special that my daughter's been a flower girl, that one of my sons has been a ring bearer, that those relationships are deep. And this past summer, we went to a wedding that off the top of my head, I think we had 28 UD soccer players were in attendance, and I think it was 6 out of 7 of the groomsmen were teammates of the player getting married. And so I think that really shows success, that we've built relationships, that we've helped be involved in the process of growing humans, and that they look back fondly upon the time spent here and finally upon their relationships, and that they continue to stay together. So, a lot of times, I don't know until we know, until we see when they finish their educational journey, see that they've got a great wife and family, and that's a true measure of success of this journey. If they look back and they say that we had a vital part in that development.
University of Dallas head men's soccer coach David Hoffmann, along with leadership from senior forward Evan Corsiglia. Crusaders will open up the 2024 campaign when they take on ETBU on the road on August 30th. Coach Evan, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head into the year.
You're welcome. Thank you.